Morning, Kathy.
Morning, Tom.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
Hi, fine, thanks. And you?
Very well, thanks. Good weekend?
Yeah, great, thanks. We had a children's birthday party for Emily yesterday, and 10 of her friends came around.
Wow.
How was your weekend?
Very busy, too. At the moment, I'm working 24/7 on this APU takeover. So, is everything ready for the presentation today?
Yes, I think so. Jasmine is making photocopies of your presentation now, and I'm just changing something on today's agenda. You know, the lunch at the restaurant?
Good.
Tom Field? Oh, hi. Right. Okay. Thanks. That was Kathy at reception. Jasmine is bringing John Carter and Karen Taylor up to the boardroom now.
All right. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Hello. John, good to see you again.
Diane, good to see you again, too. Can I introduce you to Karen Taylor? She's Chief Information Officer at APU.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Ms. Kennedy.
Please call me Diane. And let me introduce you to my colleague, Tom Field. Tom, John is head of engineering and special projects for APU.
Pleased to meet you both. Let me give you my card.
Pleased to meet you too, and here's my card.
And mine. So, what do you do, Tom?
Well, I work with Diane a lot. I'm a project manager. I'm responsible for some of the larger projects here at Lois, and I'm also a change management specialist.
I see. So do you know many of the different department managers at Lois?
I think so, yes. It's important to know the different people and their responsibilities here.
Oh, yes. That's very important for a project manager.
Please, have a seat. So, thank you, everybody, for coming to this meeting today. Let's start by discussing what we're going to do over the next few months. John and Karen, you're going to be responsible from the APU side for integrating Lois into APU.
That's right. I'm going to deal with the management side with you, and Karen is going to work on systems like IT.
And Tom, I want you to work with Karen.
Okay. How can I help exactly?
Well, I'd like you to help me understand how Lois works. You're the expert. It's going to be difficult for me to integrate your system into APU without your support.
That's true.
Good. I think you're going to find this a very interesting project, Tom.
We really need you to make this work well, Tom.
Exactly. Let's look at the current situation at Lois. Tom, could you give John and Karen the handouts while I start the projector?
Would you mind if I make a quick phone call while you set up?
Not at all. Okay, so Tom and I would like to tell you something about the two biggest projects at Lois over the last 3 years. First, there's the accounting software, Xroot, that we use for all of our bookkeeping. And second, the Jupiter project for the government. So, first of all, Xroot. Some years ago, we used a basic spreadsheet for all of our bookkeeping. This wasn't a problem then because we worked in one London office. But after we opened offices in Strasbourg, Seoul, and then Houston, we realized we needed to upgrade. The system was a problem at first, but we used some consultants to help us. And now, everything works very well.
Sorry, do you store your numbers in a Delphic or a Compex database?
Compex. Xroot only works with Compex.
Thanks, Tom.
I see.
So, next topic. Tom can tell you about the Jupiter project.
Thanks, Diane. Well, I was the project manager for the Jupiter project, which was a 45... Okay, so, do you have any questions?
Yes. Diane, have you always worked here in London?
Sorry, I don't understand your question.
Well, I mean, did you ever work at any of the Lois offices outside Britain?
Ah, I see. I'm glad you asked that question, John. Yes, I did. In 2008, I was sales manager responsible for Asia, and I worked in Seoul. But I didn't work there for very long, only about 6 months.
Were you responsible for the X-Route project in Asia?
No, I wasn't. That was my boss, Mr. Lee Ji-sung.
Ah, yes, Mr. Lee. I met him last week in Sydney. And how much did the new system cost?
That's a good question. I'm not sure about that. Tom, do you know?
Yes, including the Complex consultants, it cost around $6 million.
And how long did it take to install?
That was very fast. The project took 9 months.
That is fast. Now, I have a question for you, Tom. When did your work for the Jupiter project start?
Let me think. It began about 12 months ago when I started work on the Chicago Conference Center server.
12 months? Mm-hmm. That's good.
Okay, let me summarize. Tom will work with Karen on the integration project full-time. Karen will report to John, and Tom will report to me.
Right, and you and I, Diane, will have a meeting or telephone call once a week to check progress.
Yes.
Okay, so Karen, I'll make a list of all the IT systems for you so that you know what we have.
Great. When will you be able to send that to me?
It'll be on your desk on Wednesday.
Are you okay with that, John?
Oh, yes, that's great.
Good. Well, I think that's enough for today.
Good.
Excellent timing. Now, you and I, John, have a factory tour with Chris Fox, the production manager, in half an hour. And since we won't have time for a proper lunch, I ordered some sandwiches for us all.
Thank you.
Good idea.
So, help yourself to something.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Tom, could you pass me a bottle of water?
Sorry. Is that chicken? I'm afraid I don't eat meat.
Oh, sorry. Would you like some of these sandwiches? Cheese, egg, and I think those ones are salad sandwiches.
I think I'll just have some fruit, thanks.
Good idea. Have some of this mango. It's delicious.
Oh.
Tom, good to see you again.
Hello, Diane. It's good to be back.
Good flight?
Oh, it was awful. We had to land in a very cold Moscow because of a technical problem. We stayed there for 6 hours.
Oh, dear. Well, it's nice to have you back. Is everything going well, do you think, with APU? Did you get my email on Friday?
About the APU Lois Joint Management Conference? Yes. I think the APU people are really interested in the idea. I can give you more details in the project meeting later.
Great. So, what did you get up to in Sydney? I remember they have some very good Italian restaurants.
Yeah, but the best restaurants are the Japanese sushi bars. Oh.
Did you do any sightseeing?
Yes, a little. John and his wife took me to Sydney Opera House to see Carmen.
Lucky you.
Yeah, it was a nice evening. My hotel room was overlooking Sydney Harbour. It's the most amazing place.
What was the weather like?
Great. Lots of sunshine and really hot. On the hottest day, I think it was about 35 degrees. It rained here, didn't it?
Yes. Every day last week. So, Tom, are you saying that John and Karen aren't happy about the project's progress?
Yes, they say we're too slow.
Let's look at the project plan then.
Okay, so here we can see all the main IT topics. Integration of the human resources systems, the integration of accounting and bookkeeping, and the integration of sales data.
Can you show me the project status?
Well, the next diagram shows the detailed schedule for all the HR systems. Payroll, social security, performance review, training records, all integrated into the APU systems.
Great. Have you started the training program for the HR people on the new system yet?
Oh, we finished that already. We did that last month.
Good. So when will you finish everything else?
Well, moving on to the integration of our accounting systems, I'm afraid that's late. We haven't transferred all the data to APU yet.
Oh. Can you explain why not?
APU collects its information in a different way to us. That's one problem.
But I don't understand why that's a problem. It's the same information in different boxes.
The biggest problem is that Robert's accounting team is too small to do all the work. But I've told them they have to finish by the end of January.
Really? When did you do that?
I had a telephone conference call with them last week when I was in Sydney.
I see. That's good.
Moving on?
Sure. So I just put in the numbers. Like that. And then we should be able to see John and Karen. And there they are. This video conferencing equipment is fantastic. Hi, John. Hi, Karen. Can you hear us? Sorry, your sound doesn't seem to be working.
And if we press this button, we should be able to hear them. And there's Diane. Can you hear us?
That's much better.
Just a moment. Now there seems to be something wrong with the picture. Diane, Tom, I'm having trouble with the picture. Can you see us?
Yes, and we can hear you too.
Well, I think our system has crashed. We can't see anything.
Oh, I don't understand. When I click the start button, nothing happens.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Diane. Karen can't work this thing, and I don't know what to do either.
I think I need to call a technician. Hold on a minute.
Don't worry, I completely understand. We can wait.
Oh, good. We can see and hear you now. Thanks, Tom.
Excellent. So we need to discuss the progress of the project, I think?
That's right. The integration of the human resources and the sales department has gone well. It's just your accountants that are a problem. They don't seem to want to use our IT accounting system, so they do everything slowly.
I don't agree, Karen. Our accountants have to check your system carefully to be sure...
Yes, but it's 3 months now. I think you need to put more pressure on Robert Holden's team.
I'm not sure that's going to work. They don't have enough people for all their tasks at the moment. They need help.
I think so too. They need more resources, not more pressure.
Maybe I should talk to Robert and explain why it's so important.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's a good idea. Robert knows why it's important. We just have to give him more time.
I'm afraid that's not possible. We have to integrate the systems before the new financial year starts in January.
Yes, I agree. You can't run a business without financial information.
You're absolutely right. So let's see if we can find another solution to this problem. So, this is the situation. You want the accounting department here at Lois to integrate our IT systems into APUs. But we don't have enough people to do it quickly. And if it isn't finished before the new financial year, we have a problem. So, what can we do?
What about hiring extra IT people?
I don't think that's going to work.
I agree with you, John. IT people can be expensive, and anyway, they don't know our two companies.
That's what I think. It'll take too long to explain everything. But what if you send over some of your accountants to help Robert's team?
Good idea. And how about sending some IT specialists too?
Well, we could always see if there are some IT people here who are able to do it, if that's really necessary.
But first, why don't you check with Robert what extra help he needs with the new system?
Good point, Karen. Tom, could you send over some information as to where the problem is exactly?
I'll do that today.
Excellent. And John, if we tell you who we need, will you send us your people quickly?
We'll do our best. This is important. So, have we covered everything today?
Yes, I think that covers everything.
So, to recap, I'm going to tell the head of the accounting department here that some of his experts must be flown to London for a few weeks.
And I'll check which of our IT specialists can be sent to you as well.
Fantastic. With this solution, I really think the accounting systems will be integrated on time.
Great. Would it be possible to have somebody arrange the hotels and security passes for our team?
No problem. My PA, Jasmine, will handle that.
Ah, yes, Jasmine. So, when should we next meet?
When is a good time for you?
Okay, let me check my schedule. How is this time Thursday next week for you?
That's good for me.
Me too.
And me.
Should I send invitations and set up the video conference?
Oh, yes, thanks, Tom. That would be great. So, we'll be in touch soon. And next week, Diane, we must discuss the Senior Management Conference.
Excellent idea. I look forward to it. Bye, Ben.
See you next week then.
Bye.
Take care.